What's going on YouTube? This is Mr. Scientifical. So we're here in the courthouse. We're here anyways. First Amendment auditors standing up for Mr. Poetic's rights. Representative Miss Ida FOXY Queen.
Hey, made it.
Mr. Philip. And Mr. Poetic over there on the top. Are you ready? Mr. Poetic here.
Because the cop can. He decided, I don't like what you're doing. I'm telling you to leave. And I'm like, what am I in the middle of? I asked him in the video, what's going on? Because my feeling is that it could have happened to any one of us. You're walking home from the park. If it's takes off,
there's no filming at the courthouse.
So here we go. You might want to record.
Here's the general order. Here's the general order.
Don't
take it.
We don't take no
paperwork. Don't take it.
No filming up facing the building. Three-step across. Go across.
There's such thing as called personal harassment.
This is why we call this the Torrance Courthouse of Tyranny. I'm not recording, so don't touch me. This is why we call this the Torrance Courthouse of Tyranny, because this is a First Amendment protected right. That means you don't have that right. Same reason he can wear that firearm and I can't in California. Okay. There's no Second Amendment. There's no First Amendment.
Shame on you guys, man. You're supposed to be here for us. Shame on you guys.
This is Deputies of Finance in the city of Torrance. Corruption never stops. Instead of actually, going ahead and doing something better for the cause,
It's a costume. Thank you.
Lieutenant, let's get you deputies on the road.
Tom Zero. Mr. Poetic, sir. Mr. Scientifical.
Hey, pleasure to meet you.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yes,
Thank you for coming.
I'm here, and I'm standing right here
I really
beside
appreciate
you.
that, really.
Well, they don't intimidate me, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, whatsoever.
Oh man, good to see you, man. Good to meet you, man. Honor to meet you too, brother. Honor. Thank you for coming.
On your own. You know. Realize this.
Come back. I gotta use the
Courthouse of Tyranny.
Guess we got no more business. Except that breaking.
On your road, tyrant.
Bunch of bullies. This is a schoolyard bully match.
There you go.
You're not supposed to enforce unconstitutional laws or orders. On your road.
Let's see, who wants to be a star today?
Guys beating up Deputy Wyatt in the back of a car or something. He's the one that causes all your problems. If you're going to abuse anybody, you should abuse him and not the man that you're wasting time, money, and resources to come back to court to fight these frivolous issues.
Frivolous is right. Better yet,
Made up
why don't
charges.
you retrain your
Ridiculous.
deputies? He just took 4 of them. The FBI took 4 of them into custody 3 days ago for drug dealing. So how could you possibly stand here like you're something you're not?
You hear me? I got a report on Snapchat.
But you don't want to talk about that, do you? You drug dealing sheriffs, huh? Where's Lee Baca? Where's Paul Tanaka? Your bosses in jail right now. Why? Who's the real criminal, obstruction of justice. Who's the real criminal? So now, who's the real fucking criminal? But you don't want to talk about that, do you? You love trying to point fingers at other people. What about you, dirty motherfuckers?
All of us have to be punished when he's
You ain't got nothing to say, do you?
Ignoring the problem is part of the problem.
You love when you want to point some fingers at somebody else, but when it gets pointed back at you, you run and hide and grab at a gun. Huh? Sorry, and this is what our taxes pay for. This is what's even more amazing.
Peace off, brother.
Why are you so afraid, easy going? What are you hiding?
And I'll hit you on the snap when we come out here.
What is the problem? Who are you threatened by? All we have is cameras. If this is what scares you, why do you have a badge and gun?
Honor your oath to the Constitution.
Strange.
Honor your oath.
So damn quiet. Can't say nothing when you know you're wrong. How does it feel? Why don't you all take your walk of shame and go back inside?
Hey, how much money is that?
This is not funny. You got a lot of Constitution of the United States of America. You took an oath to the Constitution. You took an oath. 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 Honor your oath.
This is what you paid for.
Honor your zebra on the seat.
Excuse me, don't have shots that way. Why don't y'all head out?
Come down here, man. This is our spot. Stay in their area. See ya, yeah, don't embarrass personal space. Just because you're big and lawyers here. Just full of it. Hey, just full of it, bro. That facade you've been living behind that badge. Nazi. Honor your oath to the Constitution. Modern Nazi. Modern Nazi. You're the enemy. You're the enemy of the people. You realize that, right? You're the enemy?
The deputy
You
right
realize
here
that what you
trying to tell
wear
the gentleman
used to be
there
a
to move,
profession
and
that
he
was
doesn't want to
revered,
move.
and now
He doesn't
you are
have to.
looked down upon by the people that you serve and that pay you. You realize that? And the fact that you can sit here calmly and take that and not look down is sad. It's sad because you know what? You would like to beat me up and put me in hucksters. You don't like this. And that's the sad part of it. Because I saw the way you looked at us when we walked in the courthouse. But the problem is you don't outnumber us, and this is why you're standing there with your mouth shut. You ain't gonna do nothing because the people are mad, and we're gonna stand up. And when we stand up, you're powerless.
I just think you can't speak with the dick in his mouth.
You know, but that's the point. This is we're angry, man. We're angry for the simple things that you guys overlook, and now have become a big problem for you guys. You're the pawns. You're the ones in the street. We're the ones on the street. We record you guys. You're the ones doing the dirty work for everybody else that you guys don't see. You're the pawns.
Tony Vera, the legend himself.
Doing all the dirty
Mr.
work,
Scientifical
and
here
you go
with
home and you
legends.
tell your kids that you're a
I've always been here, but now
Well, your kids are gonna grow up one day
Here.
and look and reflect and look, man, my dad was really a part of that.
On your oath!
Because by the time your kids get older, they're gonna be part of, they're gonna be
Photography is not
subjected
a
to the thing
crime.
you're creating right now.
Honor your oath to the Constitution!
Opposing.
So, this is karma, man. This is life. No government in ever has been able to suppress the people forever. Not in
We the
Egypt,
people
not
authorize
anywhere.
filming on court
This is what
property.
it's about. It's about
We
us.
the people.
And you have made it about you. The government was set up for the people, and now the government thinks they own the people. But you know what?
if I had a Foxy Queen here next to me,
That's gonna stop. It has to stop. When you go home and you remember those words that I'm telling you, if you have any kind of morality, any kind of heart, you'll see that you're creating a system for your kids to live in. When you're dead, your kids and your grandkids are going to be subjected to the same thing you're subjecting us to.
Additional steps of the courthouse, a place of protest,
I hope you have a peaceful night tonight, sir.
exercise the First Amendment to the Constitution. What's your name?
Dedicated to a city served. City served. Let's see, how are they being served right now?
Hey, can you please never say get my good side? Hey, can you please never say that? Get my good side?
There ain't no good side.
It's horrible training, man. When they tell you to say that, that means you have a bad side too. You feel me?
You can all thank Deputy Ryan Walker for this burden on you today. You can all thank him for
You didn't show up.
You see, all these people are going to start recording you guys on the street. It's not stopping. This is just
Citizens don't want to honor their oath to defend the Constitution of the United States. They want to attempt to enforce an unconstitutional and unlawful order.
California Guardian right there.
No honor, no dignity.
Stop being pawns and think for yourself. You were part of the people before you put on that costume.
You swore an oath to defend the Constitution of the state of California and the Constitution of the United States of America. Honor that oath.
Everything just flies over their heads.
That oath is for life. That oath doesn't expire. That oath does not expire. That oath is for life. Honor your oath, deputies.
See, this is what happens when, you know, there's people that stand together and united. We will not be divided, you know, we will be as one. That's the way the system is supposed to work. But you have these deputies here that do not want to go ahead and follow that oath. You know, I almost took that, you know, shitty path of becoming a deputy, but I'm glad I renounced.
You glad you saw the light, huh?
Yeah, I'm glad, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here. One time I thought it was a great job you had. I thought
Yeah.
it served a purpose.
That you had, like, you know, honor
Honor and dignity.
and dignity. But you know what? There ain't no honor or no dignity whatsoever.
Then I became an adult and I saw the big picture and yeah.
Then you see the
This-
light.
yeah.
You know, there's a saying that says, if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, oh.
But if you try to join them, you can't beat them anyways.
Yeah.
They can't beat us.
You know what I mean? You're still corrupt. There you go.
You guys want to follow us? We're going to Denny.
Peaceful demonstration, people here. Nobody got hurt. Everything's okay. See? Nobody, no violence.
Looks like no one wants to be the last one standing there. I just realized I don't want to be the last one standing there.
Here for the people, united as one.
Well, no. I just wanted to, you know, what's that word? Save your battles, pick your battles.
Choose your battle, certainly, yes.
We said we had to say it. Yeah, but why get arrested for something that's, you know, get by doing? We said
Absolutely,
they didn't-
yeah.
No one was arrested.
Legend, Mr. Tony Vera.
And we're here to support Poetic. And these guys are just trying to violate our rights, you know. But we're all together, we're standing together, and it's a great thing. Cop watchers and auditors all together.
Sir,
You know?
Mr. Scientifical here, sir.
Oh, glad to meet you, my
You
friend.
know, been forever and ever. You and Tom are the man.
Well, we just try to keep it real, man.
Yes,
You know?
sir.
And thank you for showing, coming out, man.
I fear no law, sir, but the law of God.
Yeah, that's my whole trip at this point because I'm 58. I quit drinking. I quit weed. I quit smoking cigarettes because of God. And,
They had me for a decade behind their tyranny of courts. So that's why I wasn't out there auditing or anything like that, but I'm free for the corrupt system. So I'm here now
Well, you know the whole
as a
thing is,
citizen.
you always have your cell phone, so you never know if you're going to run an encounter with a cop.
Yes, sir.
So you always have that weapon on you, whether you were ordered or not. You never know when you're going to have an encounter. So you have the phone and you're ready to go.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
And we all got to stand together because if not, you know, these thugs will violate our rights anywhere and any chance that they do.
Oh yeah, man. I mean,
They'll make up charges, and you know their laws are not laws. It's their own ego. That's what it is.
Yeah, there's people spending like 30 years in jail for something they didn't do. We have a corrupt cop, a corrupt DA, and they get out when they're proven innocent, man. You know.
Absolutely. You watched Tony's stuff? You heard
Sir,
about Tony?
I've been watching Mr. Tony's forever.
Can I talk to you for? I'm actually making a documentary about Tony.
Okay.
And now I've learned about the auditors and everything. It's very interesting to me, and I think it's a great thing.
No problem.
But I'm just curious. Do you mind talking to me for a moment?
I don't mind.
So how did you find out about Tony? You start watching him on YouTube?
Well, see, you know, Mr. Tony is a legend, number one, like, you know, from way back when, you know. And, of course, I mean, you hear things in the streets. I live in Los Angeles, California, so LA, it's a community that's very well, how can I say? I can't choose no words, but we're knitted together, okay, like a net, like a .com. And when you hear about somebody like, you know, actually violating the rights of certain individuals that have, like, you know, you're like, wait a minute, what's going on? What did he do? He didn't do anything but was there. And of course, you know, the persona that most people look at first, I mean, I'm not trying to sound racist or anything. It's a black male with a camera. He's dangerous.
Yeah.
But what's the difference between him and me? Or a Caucasian person, you know, with a camera? No, they just like targeting, you know, and singling out certain people. So, I mean, the thing that Mr. Tony Vera does, recording people, you know, doing his job, you know, journalistic and all the media content that he provides for people out there. And then once that started of them, like, you know, trying to harass him, you know, that's when I personally started, like, you know, watching more and more of his YouTube videos, you know. But I had heard about Mr. Tony for already a decade.
And when did you start doing your own stuff then?
Well, I started like in 2013.
And you were inspired from Tony?
Well, no, I inspired myself because I myself, you know, was a person that was harassed just because I'm a Hispanic descendant, American, but Hispanic descendant, and I like lowriders, muscle cars, import cars, and they got me through my cars, and that's how it started with me. Okay, they would see me, like, say, with a '64 Mustang convertible, and oh my God, this guy can't have that car in this area. Why can't I? I work hard for it. I fixed it from scratch. They don't know my story. I've been working on cars since 14 years old. Went to school, the East LA Occupational Center, to learn body work and mechanics. They don't know nothing like that, but I'm letting it be known because that helped me find a car that I could afford. And as I progressed, you know, I went ahead and actually fixed it up and everything, and, you know, it was good for me. And therefore, so these guys want to single out the minority that think that they cannot have. Why can't I have a car that anybody can?
And then what did they do? They just hassled you and gave you lots of tickets, or what were they?
Tickets, sir, modified exhaust, too loud for me, like, you know, suspension, tires were too big, too small, engine modified, got it impounded. They stole my engine. I had to put another engine that was accordingly to the laws of the vehicle code, you know, and so forth. So.
And was that around here? Was that particularly Torrance, or
no,
LAPD in general?
In general.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Because they're all in general. They're all, you know, connected together. It's, you know.
Sure.
So, in general, sir.
Yep. And do you think this Poetic's case is pretty important here?
Yes, sir. Because I mean, I've been following Poetic for quite a while. He used to have a channel, but somehow mysteriously they erased his channel.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
And that happened since this has all gone down?
No, a little bit before.
Okay.
A little bit before that. But
Okay.
see, the one thing I would like to say about this auditor is that he never, I want to choose my words correctly. He has never been rude, disrespected, you know, police officers or anything whatsoever. He's always been cordial, always respectful. Okay, his face has never been seen till now. Okay? Because he respects the law. And for somebody to go ahead and actually, because you're tyrannical and that's the way you are, you're going to go ahead and say that he did this when he didn't, because we all know his demeanor, his person. He's not that type of a person. He's a very intelligent man. Yeah. And they just made up stories, made up everything about him to try to discredit him. Why is it, okay, it's so simple, sir. Why is it that you're going to take the man's phone for almost 9 months and not give him back that footage?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So the whole thing is outrageous to me, man. That's why I've gotten so interested in what you guys are doing. And what is your ultimate goal by being an auditor?
My ultimate, sir, is just to, you know, awareness for those that do not know about their rights, that did know about their rights, but don't know how to exercise them, to the law. the law of the land. So they say.
Sure.
But there are a lot of us that do, but in one way or another, they try to keep you in the system to go ahead and beat the monopoly of the whole system, you know, the money for free.
Absolutely, yeah,
Okay, you
yeah.
know, taking it from the people.
Yep.
And why is it that you always see sheriffs pulling over minorities in minority areas, but yet in nice areas, you know, like Santa Clarita and so forth, you don't see that much of it. There's more extortion in poor areas than there is in the better off areas.
Yeah, I was just told the statistic that 99% of African Americans that go to trial here are convicted at this court.
Yes, sir.
Which is an outrageous number. That is not right.
Yes. So I mean, that's the one thing that I have to say about, you know, everything that's going around, and I'm not afraid to go ahead and expose or put my face because I owe nobody anything. I am a free man, a free person. So whatever they thought I owed them, I paid them with cash or with me. So therefore, I'm free.
Yeah. One question I'm really curious about is, what do you think would happen in this country if